Yes, Mr. Torres.
What's that?
Do you have the link to your channel?
Does someone have the link to my channel? Can someone do Jonathan a solid right now? Make a subscriber to the Dot War Games YouTube channel.
I'll give it to you so you have it from now on.
Thank you. So, all right, Jordan, you're the OP. So what we're gonna do is let's bring over in the levels menu here that overview map, bam, into the persistent level. And it's like opening a level. So now it's kind of neat. I've got this overview level that I can turn on and off with this eyeball icon. Right. So I've got my real level, which is the black level. But if I ever want to turn this one on, I can just open it up. Okay, so kind of nice to know about levels. So all right, we need some stuff. Oh, and by the way, if I hit play, let's see, I should be in the black level. Yes, okay. All right, so let's do like a little landscape, maybe some grass or something. Maybe we're in a, that kind of thing. I don't know. Again, where do we want this to take place? And I'm making up as I go unless I hear suggestions. Mr. Can also add the maps. How do you mean add the maps? And if you have suggestions, go ahead and throw them out there. We'll do like a very small size map. Horror doesn't seem to, unless it's like a forest. Ooh, should we do a haunted forest? And then that's, forest of the mind kind of thing. That's like combining Slender Man, but you have these horror events. I kind of favor that. You can still have the house thing where you come up to like a lone house, a little cabin. All right, let's try that. We'll make a little bit bigger map than I was expecting. All right. Create. My buttons aren't working. Come on, the Mamma Mia. All right, let's change back to select mode, back to landscape, hit create. Oh, that's funny. And that, oh, I know why. Okay, so something to keep in mind when you're doing the level tool, you can double click to choose what the selected level is. And I had the overview level selected, even though it was turned off, it was selected. And it's basically, it would be nice if Unreal gave you a warning, but it's basically like, hey, I can't make this landscape in this other sub-level that you're trying to make in this level. You have to open that level to make the landscape. So now that I've set persistent level here and hit create, bam, it works. So, man, John, I love your setup. That's great. Yeah, John, Jordan, you guys got some really cool setups.
Mr.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking is basically, if you want to go with that idea I had, do you want to go with that? Because what I was thinking for that is that we can have it like, yeah, we can have it like the whole like entrance into the game is literally just like, not like a monologue, but like a dialogue between a couple characters that's just literally in blackness with subtitles. And then you just dropped in the level.
Okay.
If we're gonna do that whole mental illness thing, like we can do it about, like we're talking about the guy and his problems, and then it just drops us in. I don't know.
I like it. I like that. Okay.
Instead of having to do the whole like building level for the setup and everything, like we can just have a guy like saying, oh, this is blah blah blah. He's 33. He killed his family. Like we don't know why. We're trying to figure it out. He's in a coma from I don't know, whatever.
Okay, I like that.
However dark that is, but
yeah. I fell and died. Let's bring our character. Let's actually we'll bring out a player start. Start a player out here. I like that idea. I like the forest idea. Can we merge those things? Is that allowed? I think that we could do the like you said, the audio intro coma thing is definitely done. A therapy session sounds better. Ooh. So I like that. Like you don't know what.
Oh, like going into your own character's like mental state.
Yeah, like you could do some twists with that too. You could be like, it sounds like it's therapy, but it could be later on be revealed that it's a police interview. You know,
Like it's actually interrogation. That's what I was thinking. Like,
so you're thinking? I'm putting that in the notes.
It's actually an interrogation the whole time.
Yeah, let's put that in the notes.
What I was gonna make, Mister, was a flow chart to. I was gonna make a flow chart of like the story, maybe, if you want to work with that.
Okay, I need story and I need writers. Does anybody feel comfortable writing the actual dialogue? And then I need voice actors to record it, and I'll put it in there. So.
Well, I mean, you ever heard? I kind of want to try the. You seen that whole Skyrim video with the AI generated voice, right?
No, I haven't, but I know some of like the AI generated voice stuff. I tried putting mine into one, but I never got like it was like the website was all blocked or whatever. But hey, Mario says he'll be a voice actor. Yeah, I'd rather have somebody from class do it if they're down. I'll make a screenplay. So,
I'll lay out the story and then we can like talk about it with the whole class.
Yeah. Okay, can you have the story by next class? Or can we have the story now?
Make a lucid chart of how the story is going to progress.
Okay, so an overall story. Okay. All right, we'll do that. Jonathan is going to make a flowchart of the story for the horror game. All right, so then who's going to write? Maybe can we actually get this all done by next class? Who's going to write the dialogue? What we need dialogue between a protagonist, the character we play, and a therapist who may or may not be a therapist later on. We're not really sure. We could do all kinds of twists. It's a police interview. It's whatever. It could be something like, you could the very first line could be something like, how long have you been having these blackouts? And then the next voice could say something like, it's been happening as long as I can remember. I think it first happened when I was a child. And then, we can really start, we do a little cinematic or something, or fade in or whatever, or you can have more of that. But and I'll do subtitle system, all the text stuff on screen. That's not hard at all. But I need the actual lines written and someone and two people to record it. Okay. What I would like would be good is if I'm assuming the protagonist would be male, and the interviewer, sort of our therapist, could be female. So are there any? And then Jovan says like you're able to talk to yourself and stuff. Yeah. So could we get maybe?
What I think would be cool is like have you ever seen that game about the? Oh fuck! Basically, as the game progresses, your idea of who the other person is changes. Like at first, it might originally start as a therapist, but then you think they're a police interview. Then you might think you're like actually abducted by aliens or something.
Sure. Like, every time we go back to it, I love that.
You're a spy and they're interrogating you for like treason or something. Like as the story progresses, I don't know.
Yeah. Every time you go back or it shows, the people talking or some kind of semblance of who's talking to who. It's a completely different scenario. Only further. Cementing the fact that your character, your protagonist, is an untrustworthy narrator. That their mind shifts realities. So yeah, they're in a freaking space alien. So how does it make you feel? Says the little green man in the space alien. Now they're in the police station, that kind of thing. Like there's a lot you could do. Aiden is a good writer / artist. He is. Aiden, would you be willing to write the opening dialogue? And have it ready by next class? Oh my gosh, yes. Thank you, Aiden. Okay.
Hey, Aiden, you have Discord or something?
Mr. Torres, I think I have an idea. What if the main character has a partner? Like, what if this partner is himself, but imaginary?
Imaginary friend kind of stuff? Well, no, but like in the... Okay, what bouncing off of that idea, of James' idea, what if, there's always that thing that everybody has as a kid, which you grow out of because you grow up. But this person maybe you didn't grow up so much that you play, and that is the imaginary friend. Anybody see like
friend himself, but is more mature and a voice of reason.
Yeah. Oh, but that's good too. Yeah, the imaginary friend is the voice of reason. But some imaginary friends could be bad. Some imaginary friends can be evil. Some imaginary
That's what I'm thinking.
friends
Maybe at the end it can actually be revealed, like after through all these plot twists of this guy's mentally insane. The character we're playing as, it's revealed he's in like a coma or something. He's really just this is all going inside of his head, him reflecting on his life decisions.
So, I think that there's there's a lot of horror potential in this imaginary friend kind of character that could show up to give you advice or help you get to this part of the stage or whatever. It's a really interesting trope. Has anybody seen Donnie Darko?
Sounds familiar, isn't it that game with the flashlight? Or is that
No, it's a movie from like 2000 something. Archer Jack Gyllenhaal. Maryville has so in Google Donnie Darko. Actually, Google it. I'll Google it real quick. But it is it's a great movie. It's a good movie I think for teens to see too. It deals a lot with like what it means to grow up in high school, but it's kind of scary. It's a horror movie, but it's unlike anything you've ever seen. But there's this imaginary friend. Here's the cover, or I wouldn't even say a friend. There's this being named Frank that shows up throughout the movie to this character, and this is what he looks like. He's like this human. He's like a bunny rabbit in this costume, and I mean, there's some. It's that just kind of the feeling I kind of get that we could have something. We don't have to take exactly that model or anything, but that vibe is an interesting, scary, that omnipresent. We don't know really what they are. Are they imaginary or not, or are they? But I think that would be cool. Now we don't have to introduce that into the beginning though. What I really want is I want Aiden to write like a 1 minute, 1.5 minute, maximum 2 minute dialogue between two characters, a male and female. Female being that therapist, male being our protagonist.
Well, what I was going to do is I was going to ask Aiden for his Discord, and I was going to work with him with the story.
Please do that. Yeah.
Can you go hand in hand?
Yeah, Aiden, put your Discord in the chat, please, or message John now, because I'd like to get this done, and hopefully next class we have a script, or even before next class, if you email me something, I can email it out. So who I saw a couple people volunteer to be voice actors. So I saw, I would like one male and one female would be, at least for now. And by the way, there's also the voice acting ability for possibility for the imaginary friend and stuff. So, all right, Mario's one. All right, Mario. And then I saw a couple others. So Jovan. I saw James mention. All right, I need a female voice actor or a guy who can sound like a female. Preferably a female actor. Any of the girls in the class want to do?
Nevaeh. What? Would she be the good voice actor?
Yeah, Nevaeh. Oh yeah, Nevaeh. All right, Nevaeh, voice actors. All right, any other girls want to? Yeah, I could. All right, Turo, we'll put you on the back burner. You'll be our plan B, but I think we're gonna go with Nevaeh to begin with. Well, there'll definitely be other male voice acting stuff. I think, I agree. I think Nevaeh has a good sounding voice for this kind of thing. So Nevaeh is good. If there's any other females in class who want to try it, put your name there. So yeah, that could be really cool. So I got Mario, Jovan, James, Nevaeh. Obviously, there's nothing for you to record until we have a script. Just again, 1-2 minutes. And Aiden, if you want, or if anybody wants to kind of play around with what is the dialogue for our imaginary friend character, who's think of it like this. You have a guide in the game, in the form of this meta, like, so where were you when the accident happened? That's our therapist and our protagonist talking alone in a room, right? However, you also, through the dream, you have a different sort of guide, and that's this imaginary friend. And how do they contrast and stuff? It doesn't have to be like this, but I do want to show you.
Maybe
Yeah.
we can have like two, like you were saying, two overarching like stories, like one through the like not like flashbacks, but like kind of like just the audio you hear of the conversation with the therapist, but then you have the actual gameplay that's you with the imaginary friend in like the coma or something or whatever, like just you. I don't know. I may want to spice it up a little bit with having to be schizophrenic.
Yeah, schizophrenia can work.
Yeah. So Aiden wants your email, Jonathan.
The enemies of your other selves coming after you.
Let's do this. I want you guys to watch this scene, and I think this just this is from the movie Don Darko. Again, I'm not saying we're basing anything off of this movie. We don't have to. Most of you haven't even seen it, but just a thought of the feeling and dialogue and the fear and some sort of schizophrenic thing. Hopefully, you'll be able to hear it.
But I want to be a president of the United States to make
quiet.
sure that we never again do business with a drug-running Panamanian.
Can you guys hear that at all?
Never again funnel aid to the Contras who
Can you
control
hear it?
drug dealers.
Okay.
Panama is a friendly country. I went down there and talked to the president of Panama about cleaning up their money laundering. Mr. Noriega was there, but there was no evidence at that time. And when the evidence was there, we indicted him.
Wake up. I've been watching you. Come closer. Closer. Days, 6 hours, 42 minutes, 12 seconds. That is when the world will end.
Why?
Okay. It comes back throughout the story and stuff, but that's kind of toward the beginning of the movie, so it won't spoil it for you. But there is a lot you can do with this sort of thing. So think about how we're going to write for that type of character. Like I said, 1 to 2 minutes from Aiden. Aiden's going to work with Jonathan. Does anybody else want to kind of join the writing team before we jump off?
Yeah,
Anybody else?
Just use my school email, the one I just put in the chat. I'll put it again.
Okay, cool. We're gonna do that. Anything we missed? I think it's really great stuff we came up with today. Next time we meet, we'll have some dialogue to send our voice actors home with to do. For the dialogue, no extreme cursing or anything. which is not just a school thing. You also want to make your games appeal to a wider group of people typically. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, I'm excited for this project, and we'll get that intro going. Okay, turning it over to you. Anything we missed? Any other last minute ideas?
I think I want to. So what I was thinking is I don't know. So specifically, I don't know what are the locales you were thinking, Mr. Torres.
I was gonna do forest, but you can convince me otherwise. This is our game, so we don't have to do that. We could start off in a house. We can start off in a whatever. I liked what you had suggested. It seemed like other people in the comments did too, where you're walking in a house and you walk over here and now you're like in a submarine and like you can see out the windows. It's clear that you're underwater. You know, you're at the bottom of the ocean, and then you go somewhere else and now and maybe at some point your character is in a completely white environment, like standing on nothing. Like you can have that kind of psychosis level of imagination environment kind of thing. So I'm a fan of that. As far as where to start out, I don't know. Does anybody have any idea where we should start? I'd like something probably simple. It's good. Train station. I mean, forest, house. I don't know. What else?
I'm thinking that maybe it can be like not like a chronological order of the person we're playing at, like their life story.
Mm-hmm.
Like important events to them. Maybe.
Okay. And then I'm looking at the chat here. We've got talk about the Akihabara type level forest level. You talk about, is that the Japanese one? I'm not really sure. But yeah, we could do the creepy forest. I liked what Maryville said. Possibly each door you walk through is a memory. I mean, I've seen that done before, but there's nothing wrong with doing that. That's always kind of cool, especially if you are in therapy or interrogation with the murders or whatever it might be. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so like the suicide forest. Yeah, I don't know. I'm leaning towards forest to start with. And it's a little easier to quickly design. That's my other thing. It's like you try to design an interior of a house, it ends up taking a lot longer because like you make the little walls to the bathroom, but then you put the material for the tile, but then you're like, oh, there's got to be a sink, oh, there's got to be a shower, and then you start dealing with all these assets and stuff. Whereas a forest, you can look pretty convincing, pretty scary, pretty fast. Foliage, fog, darkness. We just added the nighttime skysphere already. Landscape, a little curved, a little erosion, a prop here, prop there, and then we can guide the player any way we want from there. And then so I don't know. All right, thank you, Elijah. Sorry, say that again.
I just sent a friend request. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Josh says, what if we get up at 3 a.m., then go to the kitchen the dead of night for like a midnight snack or a glass of milk, but you actually drink some drugs or expired milk that makes you trip, so when you make your way back to your room, you go through different rooms like a submarine or forest and stuff. It's a totally different approach. That's less Donnie Darko and more like whatever the Something of Isaac. You guys know what that indie game is? It's really funny and ironic. Yeah, I see what you mean. Not opposed to it. Not opposed to it at all. I think though.
I don't know. I'm thinking that the whole like the part where you can't predict what's going to happen next is what's really scary for people. Like the unpredictable, the unknown. Like not only is the graphics and like the monster, but it's also the fact you don't know where you're gonna be next.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people in the chat who are responding to that idea. So, guys, if you want to be in the writing group, put your email in the chat right now. Okay. And we're about to wrap up, but I will say, since we're going to be doing this project and it's going to be more ambitious, I will extend class about 45 5 minutes probably. That'll be the total length of class rather than that 30. We'll have the extra 15, which I have the right to do. You know, you guys are actually in class from 11:15, 11:10 all the way up until 12:05 with me. But I don't require that because we have our other time. But to actually make this happen, you know, this will probably go up from being a 30-minute class to being about 40, 45 minutes. And that's required for attendance and all that stuff. So don't be jumping off 30 minutes in. That'll be what, you know.
Is it okay that it's put in both my school email and my actual email?
Put your school email, if that works. Yeah, I would appreciate that. All right, so I don't see anybody putting their emails in the chat. So far, the only 2 writers on the project are going to be Jonathan and Aiden, unless you put your email in right now. Okay, and James. So Josh, you were throwing ideas. I would recommend you put your email in there as well as anybody else. Going once, going twice. About to wrap up. Put your email in. While they do that, anything else we should add to our idea list? All right, then my expectations for the next time we meet will be, I see Omar, you keep asking about multiplayer. Let's not do multiplayer for now. It's just a whole another level of complexity. I'm doing a multiplayer game in my other classes though, and I'll be streaming that. Okay, so here's what my expectations are for next time. Next time we meet, which will be Monday, we're gonna have a 1 to 2 minute intro script with the dialogue between therapist and protagonist, female voice, male voice. You guys are gonna have a story of the basic idea of the whole premise and kind of outline of the game, like a flow chart story. And then we're gonna send Nevaeh and one of our male voice actors home with the dialogue, and they'll record it, and then I'll start implementing that into the game, and that's what we're gonna do. All right. Looking forward to it. Exciting project. Let's make a cool game. I mean, we've got nothing else better to do, right? So, okay. I'll see you guys Monday, and take care. Bye, everybody.
Thanks, Joyce.
Gotcha. Bye. Oh, and live stream people who I left up. This is where the real magic happens. See, this is where I make the game. The secret to making a great game, and this is the secret I'll tell any of my students, 100%,